to the Labor Day Telethon, live from KARE-11.
Welcome back, everybody, to our studios in Golden Valley. We'd like to remind you the phone numbers, which you see on the screen, 542-1142 to make a pledge in the Twin Cities. Outside the metro area, the numbers are on the lower side of your screen, and, of course, they'll move along all evening as well. That includes greater Minnesota and western Wisconsin. For those of you who made a pledge, as I said many times before, we want to thank you very much. If you're about to make a pledge, we want to thank you for doing that as well. We also want to remind you that over here we have about 25 phone operators here at the VIP phone banks, and also over in St. Louis Park at the Sheraton Park Place Hotel. I think we have 100 phones over there. Folks, is it going slow or fast? If it's going slow, nod your heads yes, up and down. Slow? Well, if you're clapping, you're not answering phones, folks. You'd like to be busier, is that correct? All right. We won't nominate a spokesperson. That's fine when you all answer in unison. Thanks for hanging in there, though, huh? Not busy enough. We'll make the phones ring, and let's get those people busy, and we can get the people over here behind me busy as well. In the meantime, let's go over to Diana Pierce. Diana?
Thank you, Paul. One of the things that happens when you phone in is that your money is used in research, and we want to tell you a little bit about that. Susan Wiese is going to report now on more promising new research at the University of Minnesota that has the potential to add years to the lives of those with ALS.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
Pull up, pull, and relax. Good job. Okay, gonna do it just as hard as you possibly can. Push down, push, and relax. Good job. Well, and then you can keep me in line. Ready, and pull up, pull, and relax. Good.
Is Darius home? Who's that? Who is it?
When he gets it.
It's rather fascinating to see experiments where nerve cells are starting to degenerate, disappear, and then when exposed to larger amounts of CNTF will stop their degeneration and actually begin to recover.
What researchers here at the University of...
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have Dr. Stephen Smith, who we just saw there, explain a little bit more of what we were seeing on that tape. What we were seeing a little bit is the research that you're doing on ALS, and because you don't have a microphone on, we're going to share this microphone. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now.
This piece that was just running deals with a new protein called a neurotrophic factor. This is a brand new discovery that's been made in the animal world, and it's called ciliary neurotrophic factor because it was isolated from the ciliary ganglion in animals. But this is a factor, a growth factor, a stimulating factor that helps preserve and helps nerve cells function, in particular motor nerve cells. Now, it's the motor nerve cells in ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease that are affected, the motor nerve cells in the brain and the brainstem and in the spinal cord. So the hypothesis or theory here is that this neurotrophic factor, if we can give it to ALS patients, will actually stop the degeneration of the motor nerve cells in ALS patients. Now, you see, we don't know that that's actually going to happen, but that's the theory. And we are very soon going to begin safety trials with this neurotropic factor here at the University of Minnesota to see if indeed it's safe to give this protein. This protein's never been given to people. This neurotrophic factor has never been given to people. But the one we're going to use has been isolated from humans now. That's another piece of the puzzle. So we're going to give it to people. We're going to see if it's safe. We're going to see if it doesn't slow down the rate of the disease. You saw the testing going on. Jaretta Graves, our main muscle strength tester, will be testing patients on a very frequent basis, and she's been doing this for some time.
Now, we saw her having one of the patients pulling and then pushing. Is that something that she typically does on testing ALS patients?
Yes, absolutely. We, thanks to the MDA and other resources, we have this very precise testing system in place. We and a few other places in the United States, and this is very important because we need to know if this neurotropic factor will alter the course of the disease. And we may only pick that up through this computerized testing program first before we see it outwardly. Well, at any rate, we'll do the safety trials, and that'll be the remainder of this year. And if we get through that and this is going and it's going well, then come the next year, 1993, we'll broaden the whole thing out and we'll get into what we call efficacy trials. And that's where we will treat more patients with doses that we'll discover are the appropriate ones with the safety trials for longer periods of time.
Now, this is right at the University of Minnesota. How many are taking place in the safety trials right now?
How many patients, you mean? Well, we are going to have somewhere between 12 to 20 patients involved in the safety trials. We don't need a lot of people there. Simply because we need to find out if it's just safe to use.
And at that point, what could it be expanded to then by next year?
Well, then we'll talk about many more. We'll get up beyond 50 patients in the course of 1993.
That's just strictly right here at the U of M, or would that include other clinics as well?
No, we're talking just here at the University of Minnesota. Now, nothing happens in isolation. I mean, we are working with a drug company. We are working with other research institutions. So things aren't just totally being done here, but it takes that sort of cooperative effort to try to make a breakthrough. And this may be a breakthrough, but we will find out.
Oh, great. Thank you very much, Dr. Stephen Smith, for joining us. Just what's happening here, just in the Twin Cities area, your money at 542-1142 is going to help for research, and we hope that we get a breakthrough. Thank you. Now let's go over to Paul.
All right, Di, thank you very much. Thank you very much, too, Dr. Smith. And I think, Dr. Smith, you'll be back tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? And he always has a lot of very interesting information about the research that your money helps fund. That's why it's so important that if you can spare $1 or $2 or $3, go ahead and give us a phone call, 542-1142. The numbers for Greater Minnesota and Western Wisconsin are always on your screen as well. A lot of remarkable things happen in the laboratories concerning the 40 neuromuscular diseases that fall under the umbrella of MDA. And it's your dollars that allow this work to take place, and it's your dollars that contribute directly to those significant developments, let alone all the assistance that is provided to clients of MDA. So if you take the time and make a pledge for us tonight, please go ahead and do so. We certainly appreciate it. And to those of you who've already called in a pledge, we appreciate that, obviously, as well. A lot of activities going on right now. In fact, Mystic Lake, the casino out there, is one very busy place. Sylvia Thomas is out there right now with more on that for us. Sylvia?
Paul, very busy is an understatement. They are truly at full capacity here. Now, the owners at Mystic Lake have chosen a few games in which they will donate all the proceeds to MDA. You can see these 6 red, white, and blue slot machines. Each time the house wins, they'll send the proceeds onto the MDA. And so far, they've collected $22,000, and they're hoping to surpass last year's pledge of $31,000. Now, Terry Totenhagen is with marketing, and Terry is hoping that people are going to call 445-9000 to make their pledge, because you want to what? You're trying to...
Over the next hour, we will match anyone's pledge up to $100 to try to increase the calls out here in Prior Lake. That's the 445-9000 number on your screen.
Okay. What have your volunteers at the phone bank said? Have they been busy?
The last time we were on the air about an hour ago, it really increased the calls out here. We've had quite a few calls.
Okay, all right. Again, that number is 445-9000. And Terry said he's had about 25,000 people come through today. They're gambling. Hopefully the house is winning a lot of money so they can donate the proceeds to the MDA. But again, 445-9000 to make your pledge here. Don't come down, just call. He says he's pretty much at full capacity. Paul?
Sylvia, don't go away. Management from KARE-11 just wanted me to inform you that if you want to go ahead and gamble, all of your losses will be reimbursed directly by Gannett, just so you know.
Okay, I think I will do
that.
that.
Let her fly, yeah. Pull out the checkbook, the credit cards, anything going on. Just
Okay, I think Paul and I, my photographer, will take advantage of that.
Sure, help yourself. Help yourself.
Okay.
There'll be a memo out on that later. It'll be a very brief one, Sylvia. It'll be a very brief memo. Right now, I'd like to introduce to you a couple of guests who are going to be with you. In fact, they're going to be your hosts, along with one other person you'll meet very shortly. Two guys who were just walking by the building. We yanked them in here, Dave Clutter and Kevin Plummer. A couple guys from Metro Traffic. Now, the voices probably sound familiar to many people.
Probably Kevin's more than mine. He's got a much deeper sound. Kevin, give him a taste there.
Well, thank you, Dave.
No, thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. It is a pleasure to be here tonight. We're going to be here through the nighttime hours, through the early morning hours, as Paul said, and we are honored that KARE-11 and the Muscular Dystrophy Association asked us to be a part of this. And Kevin and I work side by side at Metro Traffic Control, so it's kind of nice that we get to do it again tonight. And
sometimes a little too close.
A little too close, yeah. Move over a little bit there. Anyway, I grew up watching the MDA Telethon, and if anybody ever would have told me I'd be working with such folks as Diana Pierce and Paul Majors and working at the KARE-11 studios here, I never would have believed them, so it's an honor to be here, most definitely. And the number to call is 542-1142. We're going to be saying that number a lot through the nighttime hours, so stick with us. We're going to show you how your dollars are being used, how your donation is being used, and have some fun at the same time. By the way, some of the money from the MDA Telethon helps send kids to camp every summer. But Diana Pierce reports that camp has some special sponsors.
The Brewster.
Anytime that you meet the children that have muscular dystrophy and have an opportunity to see what they're all about and be touched in your heart by the way they live and their enthusiasm for life in spite of the difficulties that they face, that's why, just simply the children are why.
For Dave Ridings, district manager of the FINA Corporation, it's very simple why his company sponsors the MDA camp. The kids make it all worthwhile. The firefighters also have a special interest in sponsoring the camp, and fireman Lauren Bennett of St. Cloud brings a truck to camp every year. He says the kids are impressed, but it's really the other way around.
Someday I'd like to have the courage that these guys have. I mean, these kids they're phenomenal. You know, I mean, I see more courage in their faces than anywhere else that I've ever been. You know, I guess I admire all the kids out here more than they admire me. I hope someday to be as strong as they are.
And Bennett also serves as coordinator for the telethon in the St. Cloud area. Again, that number to call, 542-1142. It's on your screen, and off to the right, you can see some of the outlying areas around the state of Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin to phone in your pledge. Paul?
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. The other voice that will be joining Kevin and Dave through the rest of the night is standing right over here, so I'm just going to walk over this way because I know this is Bobby Wild, for those of you who listen to Bobby.
Hi, Paul.
KDW. I always want to do this. Bobby Wild. It's like they do those radio things. Isn't it?
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, I'll just get out of here. You're on your own now. Welcome.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sure.
It's very nice to be here. I'm going to read down the list of numbers that we have for you to call. They will be scrolling on your screen throughout the night. So if you don't live inside the Twin Cities area, of course, there's lots of other numbers you can call, and we'll read those for you right now. In the Twin Cities, 542-1142. If you're in St. Cloud, 251-7717. In Wilmer, 231-1794. In Red Wing, 388-6525. In Faribault, it's area code 507 there, 334-1820. In New Ulm, the number is area code 507-354-7900. In Mystic Lake, Prior Lake area, 445-9000. In Hudson, 386-3434. In River Falls, the number is area code 715-425-9468. And in West Tonka, 472-GIVE. That's 472-4483. And again, those numbers will be scrolling on your screen throughout the night. Please give us a call. Paul?
All right, Bobby, thank you very much. And again, welcome to you. You're going to be here throughout the night along with Dave and Kevin. We certainly appreciate that very much. Right now, I think we have on the phone with us a fellow by the name of Lauren. He's a firefighter up in St. Cloud. He's also an MDA volunteer. And Lauren is up there staffing the Pledge Center in St. Cloud at WJON Radio. Lauren, are you on the air? Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah, I can. That would be yes, Lauren. There you go, yeah. Lauren, is it busy up there? What's going on?
No, right now it's real slow. We only have 3 operators, and none of them are busy, so we need some phone calls.
And the number in St. Cloud's on the screen right now, 251-7717.
That's correct.
Lauren, tell me something. You're a firefighter up there. Now, how did you get involved in MDA?
Well, the International Union has been one of the major corporate sponsors since it began, and just being in the fire department, it's like our pet project.
Uh-huh. And everybody pitches in, I assume. Lauren?
Pardon me?
Everybody pitches in, I assume, huh?
Yep.
Do you want to elaborate on that, Lauren, or?
No, yeah, everybody, we get a lot of support from
that's
the
great.
fire department.
Now, how long are you going to be there answering the phone tonight, working as an operator?
Well, the 3 of us will be here until 7 in the morning when our next major phone group comes in.
Well, that's great. You know what, Lauren, we appreciate it very much, and good luck to you up at WJON in St. Cloud. Anybody in the St. Cloud area that wants to call in. Lauren, what's the phone number again up there?
251-7717.
Lauren, what's your last name, just so we know?
Bennett.
Pardon me?
Bennett.
Lauren, thank you very much for being on the air with us, and thank you also for taking time away from your Labor Day weekend and volunteering like that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank everybody else too, please.
Okay.
All right, Lauren. We want to remind you as well that, as we've mentioned, we're back here in the studios in Golden Valley at KARE-11. We have about 25 operators here at the VIP phones, which are right behind me. But also over at the Sheraton Hotel, or the Sheraton Park Place Hotel over in St. Louis Park, there they are, 100 lonely people. 100 phones over there, and folks, if someone, the fellow in the blue shirt in the front row with the glasses and the blonde hair, that would be you.
Yes?
Has it been busy?
No, it's been very dead here, actually.
Has it really? What's your name?
Leon Johnson.
Leon?
Yeah.
It's been pretty slow, huh?
Yeah, it has. We need a lot of calls in here.
Have you circulated the phone calls through the back a couple of times tonight? Or
Yeah, they have.
just a couple times, though, huh?
Not enough, they say in the back.
Not enough?
Yeah.
They say in the back?
That's what they say.
Can we go ahead and tilt the camera up so we can see in the back? Not enough back there? Obviously not enough.
They're the ones that were bored earlier.
How many times? The fellow holding the sign up with a white shirt on the right side of the screen? Yeah. How many times have you had to answer your phone?
Like 3 the whole night.
3 all night?
Yeah, I've been here since 7.
Well, move up to the front row. Oh, no. Just like me. I always sat in the back of the classroom, too. That was a good spot to hang out. Well, hopefully we can get you folks busy again. That's the Sheraton Park Place Hotel over in St. Louis Park. The good folks over at the Sheraton Park Place kind enough to let us throw 100 phones in there. So hopefully we can keep you people busy. And thanks for volunteering, everybody over there, to help us out. Let's go back to Bobby Wild. Bobby.
Thanks. Wanted to explain love notes. This is something that we're going to have fun with throughout the night, especially if you're going to stay up all night with us. I hope you are. Put on a pot of coffee. We got a huge one here. We're going to stay up all night and do this. Love notes is an interesting way for you to communicate, maybe in a funny way, maybe in a serious way. But if you pledge $10 or more, you can pledge more than that if you want to, but a minimum $10 pledge will get any message that you want to somebody else on the air, okay? Now, it's very easy to do. Call up, pledge at least $10, and we're gonna make fools of you, okay? Yeah, that's what we're
Bobby,
going to do.
go ahead and come on up here, Bobby. Bobby Wild. I always like that.
You're good at that.
Can I come on your show and just do that about
you know
every
what?
half hour?
How about I anchor the news one night, and you do my show?
You get a deal.
Okay.
If they'll
You
let
heard
us.
it.
Your boss probably won't let me, and my boss probably won't let you.
Probably not. Nice
Well,
thought, anyway.
you guys, now this is a very kind of a big deal here. As I said in the production meeting that we had just before this is like the passing of the Olympic flame from Barcelona to Atlanta.
It's the big handoff.
This is how this is not just anybody can do a tote board. You know, takes practice, and I have years of experience at this.
But keep in mind, we have no idea what we're doing.
So this is the tote board up here.
Show us
Dave,
how it's done,
Kevin.
Paul.
So
Please.
this is Bobby, that's the tote board.
Right.
So what you would do is you would look at the camera over here and you would say, it's time now for a new tote. That's a cue for music.
Can I try that?
Sure.
It's time now for a new tote.
Then you all turn like
Then we
Carol
all
Merrill.
turn together.
And look in amazement.
Let's see it.
Up
All right.
28,475, yes. Thank you very much. We'll go back to the network.
Real estate.
Welcome back to the Labor Day Telethon, live from KARE-11.
And welcome back to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Thank you. The applause is not for me. It's for the effort that we're involved here tonight. I'm Dave Clutter with Metro Traffic Control here in the Twin Cities. I'm here with Bobby Wild from KDWB and one of my co-workers, Kevin Plummer, also from Metro Traffic Control. We're going to be here through the nighttime hours asking you to donate your money for Jerry's Kids. The Muscular Dystrophy Association, this is the 27th year that Jerry's been doing this, and Channel 11 has been there for a lot of those years as well. The number to call is 542-1142. We'll be talking about that number quite a bit through the nighttime hours. You know, we're doing something special this year. We're doing something called Love Notes. For a minimum pledge of $10, or more if you prefer, we will send a special message of love for you to anybody that you'd like. As a matter of fact, Bobby Wild from KDWB is standing by. And Bob, there's a special love note that came in. I'd really like you to tell the folks about it.
That's right, Dave. This is very touching. It's from your wife, Stacy. And she said to say, Dave, I love you. Aww.
Making me cry.
But she also sent that same message to Kevin and I, so.
Yes.
But we are taking your love notes, and with a minimum $10 donation, you can donate more if you'd like. We will read a message to a loved one or a friend on the air. Very simple to do. And I've got a few that I'd like to read for you right now. Scott McLaughlin from Brooklyn Park says hi to Kelly and her son Tony. Thanks for being, Thanks for being with me, Flo. That's from Mickey Dubuque in Minneapolis. Sammy Ray and Allie Sue Schilling in St. Paul want to say love to Grandma and Grandpa Utek. Marianne Kesselberg in Fridley says, I love you, Todd, from Mom. Aw. You can say aw at home. If the mood gets you just aw. Okay, let's see. Candy Schroyer from Minneapolis. To my guardian angel, Scooter Peterson, whom I dearly miss. All right. Donna Luxem, to Jason and Justin Luxem and Matthew Bogelsang. Grandmother loves you, and so does your Aunt Donna. From Linda DeVergilio, thinking of you, Harley. I wonder if that's a person or a motorcycle. But anyway, we're going to come back with more love notes. Again, a minimum $10 donation is all you need to get your message on the air. It can be a love message. It can be funny. If you'd like to make a fool of somebody, I'm not above that. All right. Who's next? All right, Kevin, here we go.
All right, thank you, Bobby, and good evening to everybody, and thank you for all the people that are staying up tonight and everybody who's watching us. The phone number, of course, to call is 542-1142, and we'd like to hear our telephones ring, of course, and you can pledge as much as you want. Go ahead, go out on a limb and give as much as you can, and a lot of these people are waiting to take your phone calls. And the money does some good. It really does. Of course, the research is ongoing. There's always research going on. There's always things that are needed by the people that MDA helps. As a matter of fact, we do have a success story. You know, we now look at a true MDA success story. Kathy Vara tells us about Craig McClellan.
When Craig McClellan was born, doctors told his parents he had spinal muscular atrophy and would live only a few years. He is now 19 years old, beginning his sophomore year at St. Thomas College, and considering his reason for going to college, expects to be around for some time to come.
I chose to come to college to help me get better jobs down the road. It's hard enough for me now to get a job. I did that, chose to come to school because after high school got over with, everything I did from there on was my choice.
Craig almost made the dean's list in his freshman year and is aiming at a career in either journalism or accounting. His advice to others is keep learning.
I'd say definitely go try out more schooling, because it can never hurt you. It always help you in the long run.
Always looking to the future, Craig is now working on having his own apartment.
I got to start thinking right now or soon down the road, because anyone in a wheelchair who wants to move into a nice, accessible apartment, the waiting lists are about 2 to 3 years just to get into the apartment. So I'm starting to think of it now.
Of course, that's just one of the many success stories involved with MDA, and that would not be possible without all the work that's being done for it. And not only here in the studio, but out and about, a lot of events going on. A list of events down at Kennedy Transmission from is 8 p.m. 6 p.m. I guess it already started. So until tomorrow, they are going to be servicing and doing a fluid change. That'll cost $40, and all the change will go to MDA, and you can call for an appointment. That's at 721 Hampshire Avenue South in Golden Valley. Other ones going on at Slammers Sunday the 6th, 8 p.m. to Monday the 6th at 6 p.m. A fishbowl and darts tournament located at 4080 West Broadway in Robbinsdale, and a lot of donations, of course, going to the MDA. ERA Anton G. Hansen is going to be having a carnival and a silent auction and fishbowl, and that is at this address, 2719 East 42nd Street in South Minneapolis. That's about a mile north of Lake Nokomis. And that, of course, going on from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be able to make some of these events that are going on. Pam's Furniture on Saturday the 5th, 10 a.m. till Monday the 7th. They're going to be giving a percentage of sales and a silent auction, and there will also be some celebrity appearances, and that is located at 1600 Northeast Highway 10 in Spring Lake Park. Other events going on down at the hotel. In St. Louis Park, Golden Valley and Richfield, they are going to be having the firefighters there, and that is going to be going on from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock. They'll have fire engines rides. That is for a $1 donation. Also, a smokehouse training center will be going on as well, and the donations will be there. They'll have a fish bowl if you want to drive by. Just drop in and donate. And also, if you donate $10 or more at the fish bowl, you'll receive a coupon, and that is good for an appetizer or dessert at the ground round. Dave? Oh, I guess we're going to Bobby.
We are? Oh, okay. Fine. I wanted to read some pledges for you. Again, the number is 542-1142. Call now, and please stay up with us. We've got pots and pots of coffee in the back there, and we suggest that you brew your own and stay up. A lot of entertainment for you. And remember the love notes as well. $10 or more, get your love note on the air. Some pledges we've gotten. I want to thank very much the following people: Michael and Lois Epstein, or Epstein, all three of them, from Plymouth. Susan Sapp from North St. Paul. By the way, the Epsteins donated $12. Susan Sapp from North St. Paul donated $15. Mary Little from St. Paul, $30. Kayla Swanson from St. Francis, $25. Also like to thank Frank Sass from St. Paul, $15 pledge. Adeline Grossheim from Brooklyn Park, a $50 pledge. Joe Huddle from Woodbury, $150. Thank you very much. Also, Pauline Schwanner from Mendota Heights, a $10 pledge there. And please call your pledges in now, 542-1142, and stay up throughout the night with us. Kevin and Dave and I will be here, and we'll be awake, won't we?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, Dave.
I wanted to say about that love note that my wife Stacy sent.
Yes.
I should note that her brother and sister-in-law, Alan and Brenda, are also watching the show tonight with her.
Oh.
And I promised I'd say hi. I know it's cheap entertainment, but I had to do it.
Well, hey, you can do that.
Hey, thanks, Bobby.
All right.
We are back here. 542-1142 is the number to call to make your donation, your pledge. We're going to be here through the nighttime hours to tell you where your money is going. And there are some special places that money is actually going. We're going to call Wilmer right now. From what I understand, we're going to be talking to a fellow by the name of Dell. He is the VFW Post Commander, and Dell is at our Pledge Center in Wilmer. Dell, are you with us? Hello, Dell. I guess Dell's not there yet. Well, we'll keep talking until we hear something from Dell. Anyway, Wilmer is just one of the many pledge centers that you see flashing on your screen. As a matter of fact, it's on there right now. The number there will be up here in just a few more minutes, so be watching for that again. And when you see that number for the folks in Wilmer, we will be calling that number for you. So on that note, we're going to talk about some other things right now. The number again in the Twin Cities is 542-1142. You know, about 80 campers go to the MDA summer camp every June. They range in age from 6 to 21, and most of them agree it's a major highlight of the year. Now, the MD Telethon pays most of the bills for the camp, and here are some of the good reasons why we must continue to do so.
Someday I'd like to have the courage that these guys have. I mean, these kids they're phenomenal. You know, I guess I admire all the kids out here more than they admire me. I hope someday to be as strong as they are.
Oh, what a change he has made in my
a memory for somebody. I think it's so easy to do if everybody just tries it. The feeling you get.
Oh, that is so special. That's why we're here tonight, to keep making things like that happen. The number to call in the Twin Cities is 542-1142. On that note, go back to Bobby.
Okay, I have another love note that just came in here. Some kids are going to bed, and we wanted to take care of this real quick for them. It's a hi to Kevin and Corey and Chris and Brian with love from Kathy and a $25 pledge. So thank you very much. Some other pledges coming in we'd like to recognize. Steve Johnson, a Vietnam veteran from St. Paul, called in to pledge $10. Mr. Scott Buer from St. Cloud called in with a $3 pledge. Bill Weitzel called in with a $20 pledge. Rita Lace from Northfield, a $40 pledge. Mr. James Hofferbert from Crystal, a $25 pledge. And Mr. Patrick McGuire from Rush City, a $25 pledge. I also want to mention, you saw Paul earlier tonight, if you were watching, putting up stars all along the phone banks here. Now, we have silver stars and we have gold stars. If you call in and make a pledge of $250, you are going to get a silver star. And with the stars, you also get a neat little packet that comes from MDA, a certificate saying that you gave that amount. Again, $250 for a silver star. If you make a $500 pledge, it's a gold star. And we're going to put it up here along the phone banks, and hopefully we can fill this thing up before it's all over. So please do that. The number again to call is 542-1142. And now with some friends of mine, here's Kevin Plummer with the Onsoms.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. And we do have some special people with us here. This is Jenny and Steve Onsoms. And Steve, you have brought somebody else with you as well. Who is this now?
This is my service dog, Trey. She's a canine companion.
Okay, and how long have you and Trey been together?
A little over a month.
Okay, I understand this is, you're going into your first year in high school, is that right?
Yeah.
And Jenny, how old are you?
11.
11, and what grade are you going into?
6.
So have you guys had a good summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you do anything anything special this summer that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I went and got Trey, and I went to summer camp, and that's it.
How was summer camp?
That was fun.
Is there anything you'd like to say, if you could say anything to all the people that are watching, is there anything you'd like to say?
Just call in, get the phones ring, and that's it.
Okay, Jenny?
Same thing.
Same thing, just call in, and you can call in 542-1142. As a matter of fact, Steve has been on the phones quite a bit. He was on the phones when I came in this evening, and I'm sure, are you planning on being on the phones a little bit more?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay, that's good. And of course, 542-1142 in the Twin Cities. And as you can see rolling across your screen, you'll find other numbers that you can call in and pledge your money. And of course, MDA will be helping out many people that need the help. And I'm sure that, now Jenny, did you go to camp this summer?
Yeah.
You did, and did you have fun there?
Yeah.
That's good. What kind of special activities do you do at the camp?
Horseback riding, swimming, sports, fishing.
And which one was your favorite?
Swimming.
Swimming?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I like to swim too.
Mhm.
That's a lot of fun. And Trey doesn't seem to be too impressed with the television, though, or me, as a matter of fact. Are you, Trey? But 542-1142 is the number to call, and you can call in and pledge your donation. And we've got lots of people over here on the phones, and we would hope you would be calling in very soon. We're going to give it over to Dave now.
Trey.
Thank you very much, Kevin. 542-1142, the number that you're going to hear us repeating quite a bit over the early morning hours and throughout the day tomorrow until 6 o'clock, as a matter of fact, tomorrow night. Where to send your pledges, 542-1142. Right now, some special information from Liz Landis.
One way of making truffles is by a process called enrobing, and the other process is through a shelling process.
Elizabeth Landis of Minnetonka hopes to create a thriving chocolate business, specializing in her secret recipe for truffles. Elizabeth is 28, was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy 3 years ago, but likely has had the disease since childhood.
I lead a productive life. I think there are a lot of things that I have to do that most people don't have to do, to keep up and tend to this disorder, like swimming 3 times a week and being slower than others. And, I think that something needs to be said because people are afraid that it might be contagious too. Or they just don't understand.
This is how I started, you guys. Family, friends, Christmas gifts.
After being diagnosed, there were a lot of things she didn't understand about MD, so she formed a support group to help answer some of the questions.
An idea of what to expect. What was I going to go through? Was I going to experience the anger that I felt when I found out that this was going to be something that I was going to have for the rest of my life?
Hi, how you doing? Good.
MD or no, the immediate future for Elizabeth Landis is convincing shops to carry her chocolate.
This is great.
And we are back. This is the 27th year this has been going on. Imagine, 27 years?
27. Well, hopefully it'll be over soon.
Yeah, you got that right.
That's why we're here.
Seriously. Hopefully we won't have to come back next year and do this, but if it's still needed, we will certainly be here. 542-1142 is the number to call.
We want to thank some people that have called in and gotten stars. Now, again, the silver stars for $250 donations, Tom and Sandy Ducharme. Also a $250 donation from Mary Ann McGinn. A $500 donation from Mary Beth Rathmanner. Dean Zotke also donated $500. And James Owens, Spartan Projection Agency, with a $500 pledge as well. And we're going to put these things up right back over here on the phone bank and get the thing filled up. We're going to be here throughout the night, and we hope you stay with us.
We get to do something real exciting right now.
This is the first time we've done it by
Yeah,
ourselves.
Paul
isn't it?
Majors tried to show us how to do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should we see if we can do it?
This is our favorite part. Yeah, let's
We all have to look at the board together.
Look at the board.
Okay. And we get music and a drum roll or something like that?
We were supposed to say something, but I don't know.
Let's hear that toast.
That's it.
That's what I wanted to hear. Here it comes. $351. We're going up. We're going up. Keep calling. 542-1142. Thank you.
This is the 1990.
Welcome back to the Labor Day Telethon, live from KARE-11.
Indeed. Welcome back. Let's hear it here. Come on. All right. Those folks should not be clapping. They should be answering telephones, and that's what we need you to help them out with right now. 542-1142 is the number to call. We need your donations for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. I'm Dave Clutter, along with Kevin Plummer and Bobby Wild. We're going to be here through the nighttime hours, early morning hours actually, to tell you where your pledges are going and how they're being used. Right now we have a rather interesting way your pledges are being used, or actually how those pledges are being gotten. Is that the best way to put it, Kevin?
Well, I guess. That's fine. Anyway, Dave, as Dave and I were talking earlier before we came on, we were talking about how many years we've watched the telethon and how many different ways we've seen to gather some money. And they've come up with some interesting stuff, and we do have some interesting ways of collecting money. As a matter of fact, this happened up at Circus Pizza, up at Brooklyn Center, and it's a hopathon. And we've got more with Robin Blair with our hoppers.
Hi, this is Robin from Radio Oz here at Circus Pizza Restaurants. We have some very special hoppers for MDA. Say hello to Blake from White Bear Lake and Nicholas. He comes from North Oaks. Show him how to hop, boys. Show him how to do it.
Okay, there they go. Keep hopping and keep getting that money for MDA. Of course, the number that you can call to get some money for MDA is 542-1142. Now, Bobby Wild from KDWB is up at the phone banks. And, Bobby, what you got?
All right, well, we've got some pledges, but we don't have enough pledges, and that's where you come in. You got to make these phones ring right here. I've got a couple of phone volunteers. First of all, we have Mark. Mark, don't take this personally. What are you?
DAV, Disabled American Veterans.
Okay, and you've been here since when?
Oh, about 10:30 tonight.
Really? I was wondering, you have so much energy. How much coffee have you had tonight?
It's not the coffee, it's the pop.
Oh, it's the pop. Okay. Well, he's been keeping us going up here, and we've got some pledges that Mark is going to read for us from some people that have called in tonight. Again, the number is 542-1142. Please call now. Mark?
Joe Leader, Minnetonka for $25. Pam Eklund, New Prague for $5.
Okay, and we have Jeff here. Jeff, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
You awake?
Oh, of course. It's the spirit of MDA. I mean, what more can we ask for? I mean, we're here to do the work. I'm here volunteering my nighttime hours when I could be home sleeping. I don't think I want to. This is a good cause. I'm here to do it.
Okay, you got some names that you want to read for us from people pledging?
Yes, I do. We've got Jessica Brokaw from Lakeville. She pledged $35. I'd like to thank you, Jessica. And we also have Tom and Sherry Brins from Rockford for $20.
All right, well, you guys, thank you very much for donating your time tonight, and please keep those phones ringing. Keep these guys busy. 542-1142, and now let's go to Dave.
All right, Bob, thank you. I do believe that we are going to talk to Sylvia Thomas now. She is standing by at Pond Arena in Mound. Sylvia, if you can hear me, are you out there?
Yes, I am out here. I am at the Pound Arena with the West Tonka MDA. They've been here since about early evening yesterday. The folks here are listening to some music. Karaoke's been going on. They've got games, but the phones aren't ringing, so they want you to dial 472-GIVE to make your pledges to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. We're going to listen in as the chairman of the West Tonka MDA sings his song as part of this karaoke.
I want to welcome you all to West Tonka, Mount West Tonka MDA. Let's hear it. A wonderful girl named Sarah. Hi, Sarah. This is for you. Stand by, hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Give a huge round of applause. Softer than satin was the light from the stars.
So he wanted to dedicate that song to the muscular dystrophy poster girl. With me now is Bruce Thompson. Bruce is one of the volunteers. The West Tonka MDA has been doing this for about 5 years now, and you've had some success, but you need more help, correct?
Correct. We need as lot of help we can get. We need phones ringing. We need a lot of bids in our silent auction. We have one of the biggest and the largest area silent auction around.
Okay. You're also giving away a few cars. There's some games people can play here, correct?
Right. We have children's games. We have adult games. We also have a live auction here at the Pond Arena at 5:30. We'll be live.
Okay. And so far, they've received $3,400 in pledges. For the total year, they've raised $25,000, but their goal is $70,000 for the end of this year. So you need to dial 472-GIVE so you can call in your pledge. They're waiting. Their phones are dead, but they need your pledges. Dave?
All right, Sylvia, thank you very much. I was hoping, Sylvia, that you might grace us with some tunage as well.
I can't hear you, Dave. What?
I was saying maybe you could sing us a little bit of a tune as well. You're into it, aren't you?
I don't have that type of voice. That's why I let the chairman take over.
Okay, Sylvia. Sylvia Thomas, she is live at Pond Arena in Mound, Minnesota. Lots of action going on all over the place because of this spectacular 27th annual televised Muscular Dystrophy Association Telethon. Right now, we are going to turn it over to Kevin Plummer. Kevin?
All right, thank you, Dave. A lot of people obviously having a good time and working through the night and doing what they can to raise money for MDA. And that's what we have to remember is that muscular dystrophy does cripple and it does kill. And what's really tragic is that it kills some very young people. And Kathy Vara has a report now on a White Bear Lake family who's paid the ultimate price in the fight against this disease.
But now it's the grief process all over again and the anger. And why us? You know, it hurts.
It hurts very much and will for a long time. Lori and Mike Rhodes lost their daughter to MD in June. She was 16 months old.
You want to get to that point where you can think about her and not have to relive some of the things that she went through and that we went through as a family. The pain is still there. The memories are always going to be there.
Dad? I see the stump that used to be in our yard.
They have two other children, 6-year-old Carly and 4-year-old Justin. They help ease the pain, but they have their own memories and are trying to understand what happened. Mike says at first he felt he failed as a father, but understanding changed that.
The fact that anyone could be, this could happen to anyone if they met the right person and were married and started having children. That helped a lot, just understanding the disease a little more.
Day by day, step by step, the Rhodes know they'll get through it.
It's just going to take time. But you don't ever want to let go of those big brown eyes she had and that way she could smile, and she fought hard.
And touched many lives.
Well, that's the reason we're here, and that's the reason that everybody is watching, and that's the reason why you should be calling 542-1142. We need your pledges now. These people over here in the phone bank are not busy enough, and we need you to get them busy answering some phones. And we're going to throw it back to Dave.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. Last hour, we attempted to call Wilmer, Minnesota, to one of our many pledge centers. We're going to try it again now. And with any luck, we're going to talk to Dell. He is the Wilmer VFW commander. Dell, are you with us?
Good morning, I sure am.
How you doing tonight, or this morning?
Well, it's a little sleepy out here in west central Minnesota.
How many people do you have working with you out at the pledge site in Wilmer?
Well, we have 7 right now.
Okay, and what are the phones doing? They're a little quiet here in the Twin Cities. How about there? Are they ringing out there?
Well, I haven't rung for a while. Like I say, I think it's a little sleepy out here right now, but we expect that things are going to pick up shortly after breakfast.
Now, Dell, obviously you're there through these late night hours taking pledges from folks in your area. What other things does the VFW do throughout the year to help out the Muscular Dystrophy Association cause?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Okay. Any other special events that the VFW does throughout the year besides just this overnight thing for the Muscular Dystrophy Association? Do you do any special parties or gatherings to raise money for Jerry's kids?
Oh, well, we do the local food shelf as one of our community activities. Also, we're very active in local Boy Scouts, just to name a couple.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been there this morning, or since last night, actually?
Well, we got down here about 6 p.m.
And you're going to be there?
And ready to go.
Okay, you're going to be there throughout these night hours and then into tomorrow evening, or this evening as well?
That's correct.
I got to get my this evenings and this mornings all worked up before I do this again. Anyway, Del, why don't you give your number up there in Wilmer, although we've seen it flashed on the screen a number of times. Why don't you, by phone now, give us the number that people in your area can call to donate pledges to the Muscular Dystrophy Association?
Well, people who may be up working this time of the evening or having that all-night job or maybe just a little bout of insomnia can call 231-1794.
All right, Del. Well, listen, way to go. Thanks for your help in this effort.
You betcha. We're delighted to do it.
All right, Del. He is the VFW Post Commander in the Wilmer area. And you might have seen the Wilmer number flash up on the screen a number of times, along with a lot of other outlying areas. Numbers to call to pledge your donations. Here in the Twin Cities, it's 542-1142. Right now, the MD Telethon supports the research that someday is expected to find a way to eliminate muscular dystrophy. In the meantime, as Ken Speak reports, new ways are being found to make life better.
There are dozens of diseases identified as muscular dystrophy. Their symptoms may vary, but they are alike in the way they eventually attack young bodies. Stacy O'Connell of St. Cloud went to camp for the first time this summer and met roommate Amber and volunteer nurse Deb Johnson. Nurse Deb says in the past couple of years, they've found that a machine called the BiPAP's breathing device can offer considerable comfort and relief from some symptoms.
The BiPAP mask is something that the kids will use at night, and it'll help keep their lungs expanded. A lot of the kids will have problems with secretions or lungs collapsing, that kind of thing, and it just helps keep their lungs open a little bit better so they have a little better lung capacity and their breathing will be better.
MDA Summer Camp is equipped with several of the breathing devices, and because they're there, Stacy and some of the other kids are able to be there too.
Most of the kids that come to camp don't need any special attention. We're seeing here again, we're seeing more of the campers that are coming with special equipment and the treatments and the BiPAP mask. So I think in the future we'll see more that are using it just as a preventative measure.
Medical experts are on duty 24 hours a day the entire week of MDA camp and make rounds of the cabin several times a night.
All right, thank you, Ken. And incidentally, 100 kids applied for camp this year, but there was room for only 80. 542-1142, the number to call to make your pledge. Let's go back to Bobby Wild.
All right, thank you very much. It's late, but we know you're up. We can see you right there watching TV. All kinds of entertainment coming your way, and we need these phones to ring. I was just kind of... Yeah, this is Tracy. Now this is kind of sad, folks. Tracy is playing tic-tac-toe with herself. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is sad. Please.
1-1.
And she keeps losing. That's the sad part. So please make these phones ring. 542-1142. There they go. Want to recognize the folks in River Falls. They have raised a total of $3,800 today, or actually yesterday, through a car wash, bake sale, fishbowl, and a raffle, and $1,090 at the telethon. Give them a hand, would you? The folks in River Falls, so we appreciate their support. Also, we got a $250 pledge from Rinker Landscaping, and they would like to urge any other landscaping companies to better their pledge. Again, $250, and they will be getting a silver star. Remember, we've got the star program going on. If you pledge $250, you get a silver star. If you pledge, there they are right there. If you pledge $500, you get a gold star. And a very nice little certificate that comes with it from Jerry Lewis and MDA. So make those phones ring, please, so we don't have to be playing tic-tac-toe. Tracy with the nice teeth.
Hi.
Aren't those beautiful? 542-1142. Oh, this is fun. All right. We also have love notes coming up here in a little while. We don't have any in right now, but if you want to do a love note, it's very simple. Make a $10 pledge or more. Doesn't have to be $10, just a $10 minimum. And you can send any kind of message to anybody that you want to, within reason, of course. We'll walk the line, though. It's late. So call us in with your pledge for $10 or more. We'll get a love note on for you. 542-1142. 1142, and we'll take care of some more of those when we come back later on in the program. All right, Kevin?
All right, thank you, Bobby. And of course, we'd like to see these people answering more phones and getting more pledges in. And we do have the silver and the gold stars. But if you can't pledge that much, pledge what you can. The number again, 542-1142. Now, the MDA clinic at the University of Minnesota is vital to the welfare of the patients that go there. But it also plays a role in the battle to put an end to muscular dystrophy. And Dr. Stephen Smith is the director of the clinic, and he is conducting a new research program. And Ken Speak has a report.
Muscular dystrophy basically attacks and destroys muscles and nerves. Dr. Stephen Smith's latest research is concentrated on ALS, but may apply to other types of MD. It's hoped that the injection of proteins will halt or even reverse the progress of the disease.
This particular protein stimulates nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord, as far as we can tell in animal studies, but also in the autonomic nervous system, to stay functional under conditions where they might not. That is, a cell that's injured, that might be in the process of dying, when exposed to this new neurotropic factor, may now survive. And the promise here is immense if any of this holds true in patients in clinical trials. That is, if we could get this neurotropic factor where we want it in the body, in a case like ALS, where the nerve cells in the spinal cord are dying, and we can get this neurotropic factor in there, we could perhaps stop, or even to a certain extent reverse the effects of this otherwise disastrous course.
Dr. Smith says he is cautiously optimistic.
On the one hand, I'm very excited about this opportunity, but on the other hand, we've known only too well from past experience that until the fruit is on the tree, I mean, we can't count on it. I mean, until we actually see the results, I wish I could predict.
And welcome back to the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Association Telethon. Bobby, you've been talking about love notes. You got a few, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do. And these are very entertaining. These are gonna keep me going throughout the night, because we are going to get some entertaining ones. I'm sure as it gets later and people get a little bit more groggy, they're going to say things that they wouldn't normally say. So hopefully we'll have some juicy ones for you. If you'd like to call in your love note, a $10 minimum pledge get you for 542-1142 is the number to call. $10 minimum. You can pledge more. That's fine. Let's read a couple of these now. Christine Kamey says that she would like to send her love to Jerry Lewis along with her family and friends. Also, in honor of her nieces Amanda and Stephanie, Auntie Julie says thank you for bringing joy and happiness to her life. Another love note for her healthy baby boy, Bryce, from Kelly Thurston. And that's what this is all about. People with healthy kids being thankful that they do have healthy kids. And that's what the MDA Telethon is all about, because can you imagine the shock of having a healthy child, and all of a sudden that changes forever, and that's why we're here.
Absolutely.
So please call in your pledges, 542-1142. Get the phones ringing. Stop them from playing tic-tac-toe by themselves. Please, please, please.
Bob, we have time for maybe just a couple more love notes here. This is from Pam Sobring of Pam's Furniture in memory of her sister Susan, a $250 love note. And we're going to do more of these as the morning progresses. Right now, though, before we go to the national link-up, we're going to do the tote thing.
The tote
thing.
The tote thing.
The tote
Boy,
thing.
all right.
Drum roll, please. Throw it up. Here it comes. 31,255 simoleons.
Very
That's
nice.
Great. It's going up.
Going back to Jerry Lewis and the National MDA Telethon. Keep it right here on KARE-11.
In the next hour, Jerry will be back live in Las Vegas to bring you music and laughter.
Welcome back to the Labor Day Telethon, live from KARE-11.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's early morning. It's 3:30 in the morning. We were supposed to have some applause here, weren't we? I'm Dave Clutter, along with Kevin Plummer and Bobby Wild from KDWB, and we're going to be here for a few more hours telling you what you should do. And what you should do is call 542-1142 and pledge your money. This is the local end at KARE-11 TV in Golden Valley, Minnesota, of a massive national effort to raise money for Jerry's Kids, the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Speaking of Bobby Wild from KDWB, he's roaming around here somewhere. Bobby, where are you?
I'm right here by the phones. Boy, we've got, let's see, 2, 3. They're doing okay, but we need to do better. 542-1142 is the number. What is your name?
Benji Behrman.
Benji. Oh, that would be you right there. Yeah, okay. So how long have you been here?
Since about...
Don't talk to me. Answer your phone. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, I got out of that one. Okay, oh, you're on your phone too. Well, anyway, that number 542-1142, we want to keep these guys busy. We're trying to keep them awake here, and you need to help us by calling in your pledge right now. Oh, you're off. Okay, what's your name?
I'm Dan Lang.
Dan, how are you doing tonight? Are you getting a few pledges, or is it slow?
It's kind of slow, but I'm getting some.
Okay, well, keep them coming in, okay? We've got more love notes coming in. Any message that you want to give to anybody, any friends out there that might be watching?
I should hope that they would be asleep, so
Okay. Well, if you're not asleep, darn it, call us, please. Again, 542-1142. Outside the Twin Cities Metro, you can see the numbers on your screen. If you need to find yours, just wait. It'll scroll through. It'll keep on going. We've got more information coming to you on MD and everything that's going on, and hopefully we're not going to have to be here much longer. A cure could be found this year. Who knows? But it's all up to you with your donations and your support. The Muscular Dystrophy Association hopes to find a cure. And I was reading somewhere that the Muscular Dystrophy Association is one of the top 10 charity organizations as far as how they're run. It was rated by Money Magazine, so you know that your money is going toward good things. Sometimes you don't know exactly where your money's going, right? Well, with MDA, you know exactly where it's going, and we're seeing examples of it throughout the entire telethon. We're going to go to Kevin right now. Kevin Plummer?
All right, thank you, Bobby. We do have a lot of people putting in their time and doing what they can. They've given up some sleep, and if you're up, you can't tell me you've got something better to do than call 542-1142 and pledge your money for Jerry's Kids. Now, everybody of all ages is trying to do what they can do to help Jerry's Kids, and we've got some special kids, as a matter of fact, down at the Circus Pizza in Brooklyn Center, and they have their Hopathon, and they are trying to do what they can, and Robin Blair is with the kids at the Hopathon.
In Brooklyn Park, want to invite you to watch some very special hoppers from KinderCare in Plymouth. This is Natasha, my little friend Natasha, and this is my friend Michael, and they hopped for MDA. You want to hop? Want to show us how to hop? Want me to hop with you? Want to just do one hop? We'll do what? One
Well, like I said, people of all ages doing what they can to help MDA, and you can do what you can too. 542-1142, a number to call if you're in the Twin Cities. There are numbers scrolling across the screen all the time if you're outside the Twin Cities area. As a matter of fact, I was just watching the monitor. I saw that you can even use your credit card, which means my wife would probably be calling up any time now. So as soon as she found out that information. But if you're in the Twin Cities, 542-1142, and Dave, we're going to talk to somebody else now.
Yes, we absolutely are. Sylvia Thomas, hard at it tonight. She's at Pond Arena in Mound, Minnesota. Wes Tonka, and Sylvia is into some interesting things right now. Sylvia, what's going on where you're at?
A lot of interesting things are going on here. These folks are truly partying. They've had a karaoke going on all night. This is sponsored by the West Tonka MDA Association. So far, they've raised $4,000, but they need more pledges. You can call 472-GIVE to pledge whatever you want to the MDA, and they're also asking people to come out. This karaoke will be going on for most of the night. They've got some games that the JC's is sponsoring, and all that money is going to the MDA as well. They also have $20,000 worth of items that they will be auctioning off at a silent auction here. People will come in and sign up for how much they want to bid on. There's TVs, there's cell phones, VCRs and computers, and they plan to do the silent auction tomorrow afternoon when this is all wrapped up. Now with me is Stan. Stan is the chairman of the West Tonka MDA. You actually sang for Stacy last hour. How are things going so far? Are you up to where you want to be or no?
Oh yes, we are. This is the best of the best. It really is. I'm so keyed about this year because we had so much time that went into this, and it's just going to be fantastic. We've got a dunk tank tomorrow that's going to be awesome. We've got like 25 celebrities going into it. We've got so much stuff going on, it's incredible.
Okay,
yeah.
And Stan says people will probably be here through the night. Now, so far, the West Tonka MDA has raised $25,000, but they want to raise $70,000 by the end of the year. So they need your help. You need to call 472-GIVE to make your pledge. Dave?
Thank you very much. And we're going to be going back to Sylvia a little bit later on this morning to see how they're doing out there at West Tonka. Right now, every year, the MD campaign is symbolized by a state poster child, a young boy or girl who had MD and represents the spirit of the fight against that disease. Diana Pierce has more.
Sarah Heinz is a pretty girl. Her picture is posted across the state, but she remains a quiet and modest 11-year-old from New Hope. Sarah has spinal muscular atrophy and has been coming to camp for several years. She spent much of her life in a wheelchair, but camp is still swimming, fishing with her friends, and all the things kids do when they're at camp. Sarah has traveled in Minnesota for the MDA, going to fundraisers and serving as a symbol for the needs of children with MD. Those needs include medical care and treatment, money for research, and support for the annual camp. Asked what she likes best about camp, Sarah revealed her gentle nature when she talked about the attendants.
Hug patrol, they come around and give the campers hugs.
Sarah Heinz, Minnesota's MDA poster child.
And we should note as well, every kid at camp who needs the attention has his personal full attendant. 542-1142 to make your donation this morning. Bobby?
Thank you very much. A couple of pledges that we want to recognize here and say thank you very much to Michael Hoggum from Minneapolis. Also, Mark Mannion from Minnehaha Lanes has pledged $100, and he encourages anybody who bowls to do the same, so that would be very nice. Now the love notes. The love notes, if you're just joining us, this is a fun thing for me because what you do is you call in with at least a $10 pledge. You can pledge more. You can pledge $25, $50, $100. Just say that you want a love note done, and we'll give a message to whoever you'd like, a loved one, a friend, whatever. I want to read a couple of these to you. Pam's Furniture donated $50 for Jenny Onsom, who is a former MDA poster child, and her brother Steve also has MD, and they've been around here, and they've been helping us out, and they're going to be back a little bit later on today. So thank you to Pam's Furniture for that love note. Also, we have one to Steph and Amanda. Thank you for the love that you give to my life from their Auntie Julie. Also, this is a note from Kelly Abel. And Kelly grew up in a family with 3 boys that had Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And she said that she had 24 treasured years of memories and love. And for her 3 brothers, John, Dean, and David, she would like to say thank you to all of the millions of people who help families like hers by volunteering time and money to MDA. So thank you very much to Kelly for that. Love to Marlo from Albert Allen Jr. and a pledge for a love note, $10 there. Karen Frimming would like to say hi to David, and she appreciates everything that you're doing and loves you a whole bunch. Hi to Grandma Neil from Jordan Axelson. And a love note there. Love notes to Hans from Lana, best wishes, and many happy returns. Okay, so you get the idea of what these love notes are all about. You call in, you can give a love message, you can give a crazy message too. In fact, I'd like to get some weird messages because it's that time of night where I'm kind of going a little like this, okay? So get them in here if you want to make a weird message to somebody. Give them a call on the phone. Get their butts out of bed. Say, hey, watch the TV. A message is coming to you. All you got to do is make a $10 pledge. You can make more. Oh, there's a weirdo now. I can just tell. Wait, let me see. Hold on. Can I talk to this weirdo? Hello? Hello? Who is this? Oh, okay. He's turning his TV down. Guy, the hockey player. Oh, and a comedian. And he can skate backwards faster than Mario Lemieux can. Here, you take this. Love notes. 542-1142. Now, what are we doing? What are we doing? More love notes. Please call in your pledges. Again, the number is 542-1142 or outside the Twin Cities. Just watch for the numbers scrolling on your screen. Now let's go to Kevin Plummer.
All right, thank you, Bobby. Watch what you ask for. You just might get it, I guess, is the lesson we learned there. But 542-1142, please call in. Please call in with your pledge. If you can't afford $10, make it $5, make it $2, make it anything you can afford and help out MDA. Now, the MD Clinic at the University of Minnesota is the major source of help for MD patients in our region, and the MD Telethon is a major source of funding for that clinic. Now, Ken Speak has a report.
Dr. Charlotte Rohr, Director of Rehabilitation Medicine at the University of Minnesota, works daily with MD patients. She has strong feelings about the program and the need for funds.
I think the first reason is that it's a well-balanced program that tries to fund research for the future as well as providing patient care, money for patient care to help with the immediate situation. The second reason why I think support for Muscular Dystrophy Association should be strongly considered is that not only is it a national organization, but the money also is spent locally. As you can see by the children at the MDA camp, they're all local children.
The doctor says summer camp is vital for the kids.
MDA camp is a very special week, but it's probably no different for these children in attending a camp than it is for any other child attending a camp. They're very valuable lessons at camp, how to interact with your peers, how to develop self-confidence, which can be used for getting jobs or going to school in the future. That's all very common whether a child has a disability or not and what they learn at camp. What's special about Camp Courage is that the structure of the camp, the physical arrangement of the camp, allows these children to participate in a camp where they couldn't anywhere else.
And that, of course, is just one of the many places that your money goes when you call up and pledge. And a lot of money is needed to make these programs work and keep them going. And not only the programs, but just the equipment that people need if they have this disease. 542-1142 is the number to call in the Twin Cities. And you can call that up and make a pledge. You can call that up, and with a $10 donation, you can also get yourself a love note right over the air. As a matter of fact, Bobby was asking for some weirder calls, and I think he got one. And I don't know if he wants any more, but Bobby, it's up to you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the weirder the better as far as I'm concerned. Heck, it's 20 to 4 in the morning. If you're not weird by now, well, you've got to be weird to be up this late. But we appreciate it. 542-1142 to make your pledge for MDA. I want to thank a couple of people here for making some pledges. Mara Davis from Edina, a $10 pledge. Robert Anderson from Cambridge called in with a $25 pledge. Darren Narayana from Plymouth, hope I got that right, a $100 pledge. Harriet Jandrick from St. Paul also called in with a $100 pledge. Leon Werner from Buffalo, a $20 pledge. Herb and Pat Deuce from Cottage Grove, a $35 pledge. Carrie Burns from Brooklyn Park, a $25 pledge. David Koretsky from St. Paul called in with a $25 pledge. Whatever you can afford, $5, $10, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, please give us a call at 542-1142. Now, for the bigger pledges, I wanted to tell you again about our star thing that we have going on. You get one of these stars, okay? For a $250 pledge, your star like this one will be silver. Okay, this one is a $250 donation from Pam Sobering. Is that right? Sobing. Pam called in with a $250 pledge, and she's got to start. Benji, would you plaster that down? Well, what we're going to do is fill the whole bottom part of the phone bank here with these stars. There you go. We're going to fill it all, and hopefully it'll be just jam-packed, and we'll have to start putting them on the floor and all over our bodies and things before too long. $500 pledge gets you a gold star, and you also get a very nice certificate from Jerry Lewis and MDA. All right. Now we're going to show you a tape that explains a little bit more about a very deadly form of muscular dystrophy. It's Duchenne dystrophy. Watch this, please.
Nobody can get me.
Jad Link has a mop of blonde hair and a quick smile. 3 years ago, when he was 5, he was diagnosed with the Duchenne type of MD. It meant a lot of changes for the family, but parents Peg and Richard had a lot of help from Chad's school, Centennial.
Chad's been seeing the therapist there since he was 4. And that's been very important and very helpful for us. That's one less issue that we've had to deal with as a family.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Dad.
How you doing?
Can you put me up?
They have also found strength in support groups, a chance to get together with others in the same situation.
It's really nice talking to different parents with their children and learning about things like canine companions. I talked to one family there. It was really a nice treat to be able to see some positive things.
It is important to have a normal as possible family life and treat Chad like any other 8-year-old.
I don't see us showing pity, and I don't expect that from other people that works with Chad. That's not what I expect. I just expect him to be treated as equally as possible.
That's what it's all about. Please call in your pledge right now to 542-1142. 542-1142. Okay. All right. Sylvia is out at some place. Where is she? At Ponderina? Ponderina? Is that where she is? What's going on out there? You've got tons of stuff happening, don't you?
Yes, I'm still at the Pound Arena where the karaoke is still going on. Now, the West Tonka MDA is trying to raise money, and they ask you to call 472-GIVE to make your pledge. Now, you can see these kids behind me. It's 4 in the morning, but they're still out playing games. But they're playing games for a good cause. The Minnesota JCs comes out each year to help the MDA, and so far they've raised $1,769. Now, each time you put in $1 or 50 cents, the money will go towards the West Tonka MDA. I'm going to jet over here and speak to the president. Kathy, so far, I see the numbers up there. What are you hoping to do tonight?
We're hoping to do at least 5,000 or more for the JCs of Minnesota. And I think we have more to add to the tote board right now.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
great. Okay, and all this is going to the MDA?
Yes, every dime of it.
And you've done it for how many years?
We've done it for 5 years now since the telethon started.
Okay, great. And you've had much success. And he's raising the numbers now.
We have, it's from the Virginia JC Ball, the Duluth JC Scavenger Hunt, and the Motley Bowl.
Okay, so they've got their number up to $22.69. Okay, but the West Tonka MDA still needs your pledge, so you can call 472-GIVE, and these guys are going to be out here partying for the rest of the night and into the early morning hours. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Sylvia. We are back here at KARE-11 in the studio. Oh boy, what a night so far, huh?
How you doing? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I'm holding up,
okay?
yeah.
Are you okay? You all right? Huh? Still with us? Come on, 542-1142. We're going to be doing the love notes all night long for a $10 pledge. We'll do the star thing some more. We've got a lot more room for stars up there.
Yeah.
So,
say one thing we should make note of, to make it a lot easier on the folks that process your pledges, you can put it on your American Express, Visa, or MasterCard. And if you use American Express, for every time you use American Express, they're going to donate $1 to Jerry's kids.
That's a good deal.
That's great.
So please do that. Again, 542-1142. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Are we ready? Drum roll. The new tote. Here it comes. At 3:45 in the morning. $32,009.
Yeah! It's going up.
Thank you very much. Now back to Jerry Lewis.
See you in a few minutes.
Las Vegas.
Welcome back to the Labor Day Telethon, live from KARE-11.
Back from the Twin Cities, KARE-11 in Golden Valley particularly. 542-1142 is the pledge number to call. And if you call that number, our fine friends back here at the phones are going to take your pledge. Right now the phones are pretty quiet, but we've got someone on hand here that might pick things up a little bit. His name is Bobby Wild. He's from KDWB. Bob?
Thank you very much. We are here at the phone bank. We're going to do some love notes here, and if you would like to do one, it's very simple. Just call 542-1142 and make a donation of $10 or more, and we'll read your message on the air. A couple of these we'd like to do for you now. To Michelle Wentworth from Sunny, a $200 pledge. Okay, a $20 pledge from Marie in memory of Mark and Gary Hallbachen. Roses, oh, this is somebody sent in a poem. See, you can do this. You can do weird stuff. That's all right. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and I love both of you. From Carrie and Jesse. Oh, that is to Carrie and Jesse? Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was a proposition.
Bobby, you forgot your glasses, didn't you?
Yeah, I did forget my glasses. Hey, I'll come up and borrow yours there, Tracy.
Okay,
Is that all right? Can I borrow your teeth, too?
No.
If you missed it, Tracy was showing off her teeth earlier. So, okay, on with the love notes here. To Abel from his daughter, Victoria. She says she loves you very much. To Billy and his mom and dad, Bob and Sue. Love from the Pacala family. There's a love note here to his future wife, Mary. He says he loves you. That's from Jay. Aw, isn't that sweet? To Heidi, William, Christy, and Michael from their parents, they say good night, sweet dreams. They love you very much. Also, in memory of their son, Robert, who had MD. Irene McAndrew is saying a prayer for all MD patients and wants everybody else to do the same. And she put in a $10 pledge as well. Oh, there I go. And let's see. Kristen Spencer. This is a love message for Kristen. Says, I'll love you forever, Darren. And a $10 donation there, a pledge. Right now, Robin Blair has been out at what they call a hopathon. Now, these kids have energy. Well, just watch. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is incredible.
Hi, this is Robin from Radio Wise, and I want to introduce you to my friend Heather. Heather, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Heather, do you remember what town you live in?
Yes.
Can you tell everybody?
I think Minnesota.
Yeah, and from Kinder Care. Now, Heather, do you remember how many hops you hopped for MDA Hopathon?
A lot.
Do you remember how many? Like more than 10? More than 15? More than 50? You want to show everybody how to hop for MDA? Go for it, Heather.
All right. Okay, the hopping thing sounds like a good idea. Who's not on the phone? All right, those people that aren't on the phone, why don't you get up and hop a little bit? There you go. Come on. Come on, loosen up a little bit.
I might lose my teeth.
Or if
Come on, Carlos, we need you.
this stage is going to collapse. This is going to be great. We're going to have it right here. All right. Robin was out at Circus Pizza in Brooklyn Park for the Hopathon, just one of the many. Yeah, you can. Paul, get the phones ringing so these guys can stop hopping.
17.
All right. Now we're going to go to Kevin Plummer.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. Obviously, we've got the hardcore phone answerers on. It's almost 4:30, and they've been here, most of them longer than I have. And they are really working it up. And you can give them a call at 542-1142 and get your pledge in, get one of the love notes. I was really kind of feeling left out with the love notes because Dave got one from his wife. Bobby got one from Guy, the hockey player. And so I'm feeling kind of left out. 542-1142 is the number to call if you'd like to just give a pledge or if you'd like to have one of the love notes read. And you can do that for $10, so that's not that much. Now, we've got a lot of information, of course, to give you on the MDA. And right now, we're going to profile a 6-year-old South Minneapolis girl who was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy when she was 1. Kathy Vara has that report.
Adrienne Kleinman is bright, inquisitive, laughs and giggles a lot, and loves her 2-year-old sister. Being a normal family is important to parents Barbara and Jim, but it wasn't easy.
At first you think you're never going to make it through, of course. And we've actually only had a couple big illnesses. For kids with MD, I think that's pretty good rates. So I think once we pass each illness, it gets a little, or sickness, it gets a little bit easier. We think we've conquered one more thing out of our way. And now it's just become part of the life, especially with another kid around and one more on the way. We kind of reach for normalcy, and as you can tell, we have a pretty typical family.
2-year-old Natalie does not have muscular dystrophy, and tests have shown that the baby the Kleinmans are expecting does not have the disease. Barbara says the support of the MDA has been and is vital to them being a pretty typical family.
They helped us along for sure. I mean, they're the ones who were there 2 weeks after we were diagnosed. Someone contacted us and got us through the first part of it. So yeah, they're They're with us.
And of course, your money goes to help people in the Twin Cities, across Minnesota, and across the nation with MDA, with the research and the things that they need. 542-1142 to make your pledge. And Dave has some pledges that he'd like to read off now.
That's right, Kevin. Speaking of pledges, and the number to call again is 542-1142. We have some people, some fine folks that are up early this morning on this Monday, Labor Day, and they've donated some good things here. Cheryl Richardson from Crystal, donation of $20. Lonnie Hickey of St. Louis Park pledged $20 this morning. Ed Schmiel of New Brighton, $15. Matthew Quinlan from Red Wing, $3. All amounts, varying amounts, whatever you can give, whatever you can pledge to us, we'll take it. 542-1142. John Busby of Brooklyn Center pledged $25, and Mark Spanton of Prior Lake pledged $10. You know, we've been talking a lot about what your money is going for, and a number of times I've mentioned we're going to tell you where that money is going. Well, be assured it's going to a number of good causes. For instance, every single day of the year, 365 days a year, your donations go in one day's time for 13 pairs of leg braces, 5 powered wheelchairs, 10 manual wheelchairs, 12 wheelchair accessory items, 4 hospital beds, 48 repairs to orthopedic aids and related equipment, and 46 sessions of physical therapy. That's in one day out of the year, and there are 365 days a year, and each of those days, those pledges help all those causes for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Your number, if you're not in the Twin Cities, is going to come up on the screen eventually. When you see it come up, get it out of the way. Make the pledge and do your part for Jerry's Kids and the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Again, 542-1142. We're going back to Kevin Plummer. Kevin?
As you mentioned, that's what I'm trying to say, but it's 4:30 in the morning. As you mentioned, all those things that the money goes for, it also goes for research, and there's a lot of research that goes on for MDA, and it's going on all the time, and they need a lot of money for the research that goes on, and a lot of times we get some success stories, and of course those are good to hear about. We've got one right now, as a matter of fact. Kathy Vara tells us about Craig McClellan.
Craig McClellan has spinal muscular atrophy, a type of muscular dystrophy that twists the spine and can put pressure on the lungs. Breathing from the BiPAPs machine helps keep his lungs clear. Craig has been to camp many times over the years and has become a spokesman for newcomers.
I came here a day early to speak to the attendants, and I'll tell them what camp is all about and tell them how much fun we have, and it's a lot of fun for both campers and attendants, and what a great learning experience for both parties.
Craig turned 19 in August and is ready to begin his sophomore year at St. Thomas College. He admits he was nervous at first about college, but now says he feels like any other student. He got good marks his freshman year and almost made the dean's list. Craig says he now knows where he's going, is optimistic about his future, and credits MDA summer camp.
This camp is important to me and the rest of all the campers for getting to know a lot of the friends. It's a good experience having others help us during life, because after a few more years I'll be moving out and I'll have to know how to go on without my parents and family, living on my own.
Pierce doing that report and not Kathy Vara, as I had said. And we're getting into the wee hours of the morning here. It's after 4:30, and the yawn per minute count, I've been keeping track of this, has been going up slightly. And we have a lot of people that have been doing a lot of hard work for what has been going on here at the MDA Telethon. And you can give your money by calling 542-1142. And we've got some more information for you. We're going to throw it over to Bobby Wild now.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. The MDA clinic at the University of Minnesota becomes a part of life for MD patients. And Dr. John Day is the assistant professor of neurology there. He says it's there that patients learn about their disease and how to cope with it. And Ken Speak has a report on that for you.
Here, make a fist. Don't let me push it down now.
Dr. John Day says the MD clinic is very important to patients because it deals with all aspects of the disease, from the practical to the emotional.
By coming to the clinic where we specialize in understanding nerve and muscle diseases, we can help ferret out exactly what the correct diagnosis is. And that does make a difference because there are means of treating certain diseases. Certain diseases are more untreatable, so that's the first order of business. The second is in treating them. Treatment consists not only of treating the underlying condition and trying to arrest it, but treating all the subsequent issues that come up with that diagnosis, so that even for the patients who have a disease that we can't cure, we can help them, we can treat them in as much as we can help them deal with the issues that come up along the way, both medical issues as well as practical issues, getting around, how to remain mobile as long as possible, how to remain as self-sufficient as long as possible. And then thirdly, it's a matter of support, helping the patient, giving them emotional support, as well as medical support and therapy support.
Dr. Day says the way a patient deals with his or her disease emotionally will determine whether there's any physical progress.
It's a part of any serious illness that when you find out you have it, there's oftentimes a depression that comes along with it. It's hard to realize that you've got a serious illness that is going to affect you for the rest of your life. And the diseases that we have, for the most part, affect patients for the rest of their lives. There's some that we can treat very significantly and ameliorate and on occasion cure. But for the most part, the diseases that we see here are conditions that are going to affect the patient for the rest of their lives.
You know, as you watch things like that, maybe you can't get an idea of what it's really like to have muscular dystrophy or to know somebody that has it, but maybe if you think of it in a financial kind of frame of mind. Dave was telling you earlier about the things that your money goes for. To give you an idea, an electric wheelchair costs between $6,000 and $7,000 a piece for these people that have MD. It's not cheap, and the treatment and things that they go through, families need support, and that's what your money does. So please give us a call at 542-1142. We're going to continue the love notes. I've got a couple here from Chad to Kara. Is it Kara? Is that right? Kara. From Chad to Kara. Will you marry me? Ooh, that was worth $10. Okay, and I'm happy to say, Kevin, that it's not from Guy the hockey player, but I got a message here from Cynthia. She plays $25, and it's obscene, so I can't go on here with this. All right, now to Dave Clutter.
Bob, thank you so much. Speaking of money, money from the telethon is used in research. And as Susan Weesey reports, our healthcare reporter, there's promising new research at the University of Minnesota that adds potential to add years of lives to those folks with ALS.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Baseball legend Lou Gehrig, an American hero turned tragedy. Known for his stamina, his fans called him the Iron Horse. That was until Lou's bad break, a muscle-destroying disease known as ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or what we've all come to know as Lou Gehrig's disease.
That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
I guess I'm an eternal optimist.
Pat Murphy has Lou Gehrig's disease.
It bothers me tremendously. They don't know the cause, but at least they are trying to find treatments. Pull, 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 and relax. Good job.
She's doing what she can to check out a potential new therapy for ALS.
Push down, push, push, push.
This woman's muscles and strength are wasting away because the very nerve fibers that tell her muscles what to do are disappearing.
And relax.
Now, an experimental drug may stem the tide of muscle loss. It's called CNTF, a nerve growth factor made from proteins in our bodies. What CNTF is designed to do is preserve the very nerve cells in the spinal column and brain that are destroyed by ALS. The cells, called motor neurons, send messages from the brain and the spinal column to our muscles. However, when because of ALS, the motor neurons die, the muscle tissue withers and wastes away. Tests in laboratory animals show CNTF can put a stop to the destruction of motor nerve cells.
It's rather fascinating to see experiments where nerve cells are starting to degenerate, disappear, and then when exposed to larger amounts of CNTF will stop their degeneration and actually begin to recover.
What researchers here at the University of Minnesota and 3 other centers want to find out is if, in fact, the nerve factor can halt the disappearance of motor nerve cells. Pat Murphy will be among the first in the country to see if CNTF can work for people with Lou Gehrig's disease.
It represents hope where there has been none.
Looks good. Among the possible side effects of CNTF are weight loss and stomach upset.
I'm not worried about side effects. The worst thing that can happen, the absolute worst, it could kill me while I'm dying anyway. So you have to try.
Push up, push, push, push. Try, because for Pat Murphy and others with a progressively fatal neuromuscular disease like ALS, the drug CNTF represents the most promising therapy yet.
We virtually have nothing to lose and only everything to gain if indeed we can even slow up the disease process.
Susan Wiese, KARE-11 News, University Hospital.
Back in the KARE-11 studios, an announcement that I wanted to make here that we just got in. A group called Carlotta and the Coolots are going to be performing at the North End Depot at Rice and Larpenteur from 8 to 9:30 p.m. later on this evening, and their proceeds are going to MDA. It's the equivalent of like $5,000. So if you are looking for something to do later on this evening, please get out there, because we really appreciate their support on this.
You know, Bob, I don't think people understand how many different diseases that the Muscular Dystrophy Association deals with. There are over 40 neuromuscular diseases that the money that everybody's donating here this morning is going to fund. And Kevin, the wheelchairs and the flu shots and everything that's involved with MDA is what your dollars are going for.
The equipment is expensive.
542-1142.
The research is expensive. It all costs money, and they're making breakthroughs all the time, and your money is helping with that.
Speaking of money.
Yes.
Ready?
I'm ready.
The board.
Let's do it.
Are you ready? Okay. Drum roll, please.
Welcome back to the Labor Day.
New tote is $32,389.
And it's going up.
Let's go back to Jerry.
Until we're getting into the more civilized hours of the morning, the applause is getting louder, and we've got to get the phones to get louder too. 542-1142. We're back here in Golden Valley, Minnesota. Hello, Twin Cities. Good morning. It's early. We want your pledges for the 1992 27th annual Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Association Telethon. Try saying that backwards. We're going to pitch it over to Kevin. He has some neat things going on. Kevin?
And I'm not going to try to say that backwards, by the way. But we have had some pledges, not nearly enough. So 542-1142 is the number that you can call and get your pledge in. Maybe we'll read it on the air. We've got Richard Brandvig. He pledged $30. Jeffrey Smith has pledged $25. Mark Johnson, $10, and Chad Kaufman, $10. And any amount that you feel you can give would be just fine with us. And of course, we've got our our special love notes. If you pledge more than $10 or more, you can have a love note read on the air, and we'll get to some of those. Also, our $250 Silver Star and $500 Gold Star. So that's something to think about as well. We'll get the stars up in front of the phone board, and we'd like to see as many of those as we can. Speaking of the love notes, Bobby's got those.
Love notes, yeah. We've got a few of them here. And remember, a $10 pledge minimum. You can pledge more if you'd like. We'll get your message on the air. To all Jerry's kids and everybody's kids from J.W. Green of Minneapolis, a $20 pledge. For Carrie, born on the 1st of September. That comes from, I'm assuming, her mom and dad. To Kevin, hi from Jeff and Vicky, Jason and Jamie. To Ross and Tim, because you didn't think I'd do it, from Bonnie. I wonder what you, well, I don't, nah, I won't touch that one. To my wife, Karen, not my wife, this guy's wife, and brand new son, Brandon, from Randy. Called in a pledge for that, thank you very much. The Slammers Sports Bar and Grill from Paul. It's a love note to a bar and grill. This man needs a life. Okay, to her son Jesse from Mom Linda. For her son Mike, in honor of the telethon, a $10 donation comes in. Becky Wolf says, I love you, Bob Lewitt, Jewett, something like that. Another one from Guy the hockey player. Say we love the North Stars and I'll pledge $20. Okay, we love the North Stars. Come on, Guy, get on the phone, buddy. All right, the number is 542-1142. Please make these phones ring. You're probably just getting up now, right? Unless you've been with us through the night. So we need you to make the phones ring, please. 542-1142. Now let's send it to Dave. Dave?
542-1142. That's the number to call to make your pledge, your donation, to help out the Muscular Dystrophies Association. Speaking of being special this morning, we've got a piece that we first aired here about 4 or 5 years ago. I think this is something that will really hit home for you. It's about a man by the name of Joe Dilts. Let's watch that right now.
I
would rather be dead at times. Imagine yourself wrapped up in duct tape, then save a piece for your mouth. A computer links Joe Dilts with the outside world. To speak, he taps out words on a screen. And while Joe reminds us that his body doesn't work, there's nothing wrong with his mind.
I am a man trapped in a body.
I am a man trapped in a body that can't even put his arms around his wife or my kids. We tend to take the little things in life for granted. I never will again.
I never will again.
Joe Dilts is dying. The disease is ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's the same disease that killed baseball star Lou Gehrig. There is no cure. So Joe waits for the end of a long and tedious struggle. In the 3 years he has lived with ALS, Joe has watched the disease ravage his body. His weight has dropped from a robust 185 pounds to 100 pounds. ALS has attacked Joe's muscles, robbing him of his speech and his mobility.
Back up.
For months, Joe has heard doctors predict death was very near. He has seen hopelessness on the faces of family members, and he's felt stress grind on nerves of those closest to him. But against the backdrop of terminal illness, a miracle is nourished, a miracle of love, bonding Joe and his wife Linda through this disease, death, and even beyond.
I never thought anybody in this world would ever love me like he has. And the strange thing of it is, it took the doctor telling us that he has a short time left for him to tell me how much he does love me. Here we go, hon. Up we go!
It's a love affair based on loyalty. When Joe announced he wouldn't be hospitalized or shunted off to a nursing home, the full burden of providing hour-to-hour care was Linda's alone.
Okay.
It became her mission of love.
Let's take a taste test here.
Each day, the routine is the same. Linda spoon feeds Joe a breakfast of diluted malto meal. Anything thicker would be impossible to swallow. Not only is there no cure for ALS, there is no medication that would stop the disease in its tracks.
Upper?
At best, Linda's efforts amount to a holding action that just barely keeps Joe alive.
You're breathing down.
And despite all her loving care, Joe is wasting away.
We were together. We don't have anything now. We only have his death to look forward to. We don't have to look forward to living anymore. I get to look forward to a funeral instead of a retirement.
Joe's sleep, short intermissions of black, is interrupted often each night by pain.
You want to be moved?
Tonight, as she does every night, Linda moves Joe to make him more comfortable. But the grinding routine is taking a terrible toll on her.
I don't want to have to get up 12 times a night and have to roll him over and then 5 minutes later him call me back. My body is saying, no, it won't do it anymore. But my mind is going, you'll have time. You'll have time when Joe's gone to sit back and relax.
The nights are always the worst. Desperate for release from ALS, Joe and Linda decide to commit suicide one winter night 18 months ago.
It's not right. But you get to the point where, what do we have to look forward to?
Linda counted out 12 sleeping pills, but she had a change of heart at the decisive hour. She gave Joe his customary 3 pills, and she went to bed.
Okay.
A family photo album is rich with memories before ALS. A snapshot, slightly faded by time, shows a young man just back from the Navy. In 1973, Joe Dilts hasn't heard of ALS. Although the disease receives little publicity, it's more common than muscular dystrophy. Each year, about 4,600 people are diagnosed. A decade after this picture is taken, Joe Dilts will be a new statistic. But on this summer day, Joe and his wife Linda pose in the sun, surrounded by water. They are photographed together often in the years to come. Friends say they just were that way, together in work and play. Joe and Linda vowed nothing but death would separate them. In those happiest days, they had no idea Joe was dying, a little every day.
Heart sounds great.
In a small room at the University of Minnesota Hospital, monthly checkups with Dr. Stephen Smith are often frustrating. ALS is still much a mystery, and there are more questions than answers.
What area of the disease are we in?
I think your and his suspicions are correct. I think in a sense we're closer to the end. We may be within several weeks to perhaps a couple months.
He's the only man who has ever really loved me and cared what happens to me. And he's the most kind and giving person. I've never had any feeling like this from anybody.
Joe has lived a year longer than anyone expected, but his health is deteriorating quickly.
My wedding shower.
So visits from family and friends take on more urgency. No one has bridged the barrier of terminal illness with more affection than Joe's sister, Karen, and his niece, Jody.
With the doctor saying that he's only got a few weeks or a few months left, I took that really hard because I never thought he would die.
Jody and her Uncle Joe have made a pact of love. Joe is willing himself to live until Jody gives birth to her first child. If the promise of a new life sustains Joe in the months to come, that is reason for Karen to rejoice and pray that a cure is found very soon.
I want somebody to come forward and tell us they have the cure. How do you let go of somebody that's been such an impact? I'm not going to let go. Not ever, Joseph.
Finding a cure is on the Muscular Dystrophy Association's priority list, and one of the 4 national ALS clinics sponsored by MDA is in Madison, Wisconsin. Here at the University of Wisconsin Hospital, they are studying the effect of the drug TRH. Tests measure muscle strength of patients before and after injections, and there are hints that long-term therapy of TRH may slow disease progression. The director of the Madison Clinic, Dr. Benjamin Brooks, is very optimistic about their research.
Different people working in different areas have made tremendous advances just within a year. Now, does that mean that we'll have a cure within the next 5 years? I don't think so. We're still very far away from a cure, but we're very close to a better understanding of what this disease is all about.
Turn the fan off. I don't know what you need. Are you looking at it? Off. Arm.
Bedtime, July 7th, 1988. It's obvious to 38-year-old Joe Dilts that the end is near. Joe's emaciated body has shriveled to 75 pounds, and Linda says the sparkle is gone from his eyes. He didn't want a prolonged illness. Months ago, Joe refused oxygen, thinking it would only delay the inevitable. In his darkest despair, Joe asked Linda to pray for him to die. However, as much as Joe wants release from ALS,
Night, I love you.
he has struggled fiercely to live for this particular evening. 3 miles away at United Hospital, Joe's niece Jody is giving birth with Mike, her husband, and Karen, her mom, at her side.
Pull it, pull it, pull it.
Look down.
And eat after.
There you go.
Exactly what we wanted.
Michael Joseph Kickbush won't remember this day, the day he was cradled in the arms of his dying Uncle Joe. Stories will be told years from now of Joe's resolve to never give up. And little Michael will come to learn about the warm love shared by his mom and her Uncle Joe. But on this special day, there is love and joy in this room, because Joe Dilts has kept his promise.
And all I wanted him was to see my baby. You know, that's all that mattered. Just God keep him until he's born. And he got to see him.
This has sort of lifted Joe out of that depression of waiting here, waiting to die. It is something that just took the disease away for the evening. We're going to concentrate on life for a while.
On August 15th at 11:43 in the morning, Joe took a final breath, then died in Linda's arms.
Joe Dilts was a man who had a powerful message for all of us. Remember those 3 words: don't give up. No matter how dark it gets, no matter what happens in life, don't give up. If we can do that, then the memory of Joe Dilts will live on and on and on.
If there was any word, one word that I had to describe Joe, it was love. He loved to touch. He loved to be with people. He loved to be with his family. Family was most important. Joe wanted his children to be honest. It might hurt at the time, and to remember their father as he was before the disease, that he loved them. Love. It's the only word that comes to mind when I think of Joe.
What more can you say? 542-1142 is a number to call if that story wrenched your heart at all. I don't say that in a disrespectful manner. There are so many people that are suffering with the same disease right now, ALS, and the Muscular Dystrophy Association is centering itself on that disease among 40 others to try to find a cure. And that's where your pledge dollars are going this morning, the ones that you're phoning in right now. 542-1142. And if you're outside the Twin Cities area, the number down to the right of your screen that continues to scroll. If that's your community, call that number and pledge your dollars at that location. As we continue here this morning at the 27th Annual Muscular Dystrophy Association for Jerry's Kids, we're going to go back out to Sylvia Thomas. She has been a busy young lady through the nighttime hours, and this time we track her to Spring Lake Park, to Pam's Furniture. She's out there at Highway 10 and 65, and Sylvia, I'll ask you again, what's going on?
Well, what's going on here at Pam's Furniture, Dave, is for the past 10 years, she's held a 60-hour sale-a-thon. She's got sales on sofas, love seats, kitchen tables, everything you want to buy for your home. So you need to come on out because this is for a good cause. Like I said, she's done this for 10 years, and she's managed to raise a lot of money. Her furniture has been marked down more than 50%. Now, this sale is going on until 10 p.m. Monday night, and she's got a whole bunch of activities planned for later on today. Now, Pam, we're going to meet Pam right now, and two of her workers are dressed up. This is Batman, her niece is Pink Panther, and there's Pam hiding over there. She's Catwoman. Tell me why you all are dressed up. What are you doing later today?
We're going to be giving limo rides with the children. Adults is $2, children is $1. We're going to have professional wrestlers here signing autographs. And we also have a raffle section, $5 ticket, and you get a chance to win over $10,000 in prizes.
Okay, you guys are dressed up like this because you're going to be hanging out of the limo, waving to everybody. Now, all of 3% of the proceeds from the sales will go to the MDA. Pam hopes to raise between $10,000 and $15,000 this year, but I'm going to ask her so far, how has business been, Pam?
It's been real good with all the rain and all that other stuff. I mean, today I think everybody was at the fair. Tomorrow it's going to be great.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
Okay, so Pam is asking everyone to come on out, buy anything you need for the house. She has it here, and she's located on Highway 10 in Spring Lake Park. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Sylvia, you may see me out there. This is us. I need some furniture.
Yeah, great place to get it.
That is Pam's Furniture. They're out at Highway 10 and 65, and adding to the cause of Jerry's Kids for the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
That's great, and there's going to be a lot of other things going on. We've got, was it the Sheraton Park Place?
Yeah, they're going to be opening the doors
today.
to our phone people over there, too.
Yep, and there's going to be a fishbowl set up, all kinds of things going on. Bring the kids out. This is traditionally a real good time to bring the whole family out, especially if you have healthy kids. You know, bring them out, and that's, in fact, how I got started in radio, was going out as a little kid with my little canister and going collecting door to door for the telethon, and it was very rewarding.
Absolutely.
Kids like to do that, and probably, Jerry was saying, they're getting up now. So, kids, if you're getting up to watch cartoons or something, you got us on, think about going out and collecting money this morning.
What do you say we do the tote thing?
You ready?
We should.
The tote thing.
Roll, please. Yes. 32,529.
All right, $32,529. Thank you very much. 542-1142.
Dawn here in always active Las Vegas, and we are live at the Sahara Hotel here on the fabulous Strip. This is the 1992 Muscular Dystrophy Association Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon, and there he is, the world.
By picking up the phone and calling us right now at 340-1111. Do it right now. Don't wait. We can need your Visa card, your MasterCharge, or your American Express, or if you feel like coming down and seeing us right now, that's why we're here. We could use the company right now. We're at the Downtown Hyatt in downtown Minneapolis, parking all around the block, and we've got a fishbowl that you can come in and throw your spare change in it. We'll take your dollar bills, your fives, your tens, whatever you'll give us right now. We'd like to have it at 340-1111. You guys want to make those phones ring? See, they're still awake. They need your help right now. Our phone operators are hungry for your money, hungry for your phone calls. There's a ring right now, 340-1111. Give me some noise, everybody. Make some noise. Let's make this happen again this hour. Let's check out that tote right now. Let's make those numbers turn right now. Here it comes. $62,611. Thank you so much, Twin Cities. 340-1111 is the phone number to call. We'll see you in about an hour as we return now to Jerry Lewis and his telethon.